Thank you. Good morning. Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Consul General, President Farahi, honored guests. On behalf of the Human Rights Institute of Kean University, it's my pleasure to welcome you to our campus and to the second international conference to be held at Kean University regarding the atrocities that occurred in 1971 during the War of Liberation in what was then called East Pakistan, and thankfully we know today as the independent state of Bangladesh. The goal of our Human Rights Institute is to educate students and community members so that they become responsible citizens of the world. We're currently living in a global village. For example, when the free press was shut down in Iran for reporting on government attacks on demonstrators who were demonstrating against election fraud, activists got the news out across the world by using Twitter on their cell phones and their computers. Human rights abuses cannot be hidden as they had been in the past, and we have a responsibility for keeping abreast of those human rights abuses and standing up and being vocal against those abuses when they occur. Our state of New Jersey is one of the most culturally diverse states in this country, and Kean University is one of the top 5 universities in the United States in terms of the diversity of its students and its staff. If we're going to live together and prosper, we need to learn about the history and respect the culture of the many groups that make up this very dynamic state. If we're going to be responsible citizens of the world, we need to learn about the human rights abuses that have taken place in the past and to actively protest and be agents for change against the current abuses that are going on around the world right now. We need to dedicate ourselves for the future to prevent human rights abuses and genocides. In order to create a future where the human rights enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that we just heard about, if they're going to be fully realized, it's necessary for us to look back at the past and to document for posterity those atrocities that were perpetrated on innocent victims. The slaughter that transpired in Bangladesh during the War of Liberation in 1971 stands out as a striking example of man's inhumanity to man. Conferences such as this one are necessary to honor the memory of those helpless victims and to record testimony so that eventually justice and further conciliation can be attained. We owe both memory and justice to the victims. We also owe a world free from genocide to the future generations of children that will follow us. So thank you for coming today.